I just realized recently we don't have any introduction for people to know the order and the names of everybody in the family. So if you have not been here before, this will be a little cheat sheet for you. My dad, Rick, of course, is the patriarch. He's the one who was here from the very beginning. And if you talk to Dad for more than a minute or two, you'll hear all about his faith in Jesus, his love for his family. And right after that, you'll hear about his love for baseball. Dad always wanted to make it to the major leagues, and he was quite a hitter. He'll tell you now, though, that he never would have guessed that he'd have his own full family team and that he'd take that over a major league career anytime. My mom, Kathy, she's from a family of 10. There were 8 girls and 2 boys. She always wanted a large family. She had so much fun with hers. And she's just the matriarch. I think she's like America's mom. I mean, I've never met anyone like her, and we're just so honored to have her. I'm the oldest son. My name is Paul, and I guess I'm a lot like my dad. I love baseball. I love anything to do with the media, the outdoors, and I've gotten to see all this from the beginning. John is number 2 in the family. We grew up sharing a room for many, many years in the old family houses. He always whizzed through math, whizzed through chess. He was always way ahead of everything. Our relationship was great because he was always so good there. I was more natural at sports, and we kind of evened each other out over the years. Mark adds so much to the family. He's number 3, and he's always been like the jokester. He's been the wordsmith, the creative one. He's a writer. I think he must get that from Dad. In fact, he just finished his first book. It's called Murdoch. I don't think he'd mind me sharing that. Maybe he'll film a movie about it someday. Luke is number 4 in the family, and he recently married his lovely wife, Katie, and about a year later, little Anna came along, and she is the first grandchild and the first niece. She is so popular. I mean, she was here yesterday for Sunday dinner, and she didn't get 5 feet past the door before 6 or 7 of us already were holding her and passing her around. So that little baby never touches the ground. Jude is number 5. Jude and I really get along and connect in the ways of filmmaking and sports. He is a wonderful cinematographer. He helps a lot with our Arndt photo and cinema business. He's also a court reporter, which a few of the other guys are, and Dad is a retired reporter as well. James is number 6. He was the second Arndt to be married in the family, and he married the lovely Paige, who of course is our second sister-in-law. James and Paige welcomed the very first Arndt grandson into the family. Baby Nicholas now shares a birthday with our mom, Kathy, and one other Arndt. We'll tell you more toward the end who that is. James is just like the fix-it guy. He's always been into sports. He's our tallest Arndt. When he was about 2, he thought that he could drive our family van. He used to tell Mom, and we were worried he would try it because I think he would have done a decent job if he could reach the pedals. Philip is number 7. When he was little, we called him Winnie the Pooh because he was the cute little blonde cherub-like baby, and he was such a great baby. We used to call him Chub because of his chubby cheeks. And he married his beautiful wife, Ainur, who is from Azerbaijan, and it's just wonderful having her here. Sometimes we'll call her Mary Elizabeth's twin because they're the same height and have a lot of similarities. Seth is number 8. He was born on Christmas Day, and he's always had a very organized, very logical mind. He's so good at that. He's always been athletic and fit. Sometimes we'll talk about something with the business or in politics, whatever else, and it's just so great. Number 9 is Jacob. Jacob was one of 3 brothers who had weddings last year. Jacob married his wife, Jo, this last year, and it's just an honor to have her and her family and how close we've become with all of them. Jacob is very, very athletic. He's our fastest Arndt. If you ever see him running around the bases, you've probably seen footage of that. But he's just a speedster, and he and I are always play catch. That's kind of our thing to do to strengthen our arms for softball. Number 10 is Nathan, and Nathan is probably the funniest baby if you look at the old footage. And now Nathan just has such a quirky sense of humor, and his wife Courtney is the same way. They're so much fun to be around. So many of our quotes and inside jokes come from Nathan, and some from when he was a baby and some now. He's always coming up with something new. He always has a fresh, goofy perspective at things, but he's also very serious-minded in the right ways. Number 11 is Mary Elizabeth. There were 10 boys in a row. I didn't think I'd ever have a sister, but I always wanted one. And I was just honored when I was in high school to find out that Mom and Dad were going to have a girl. And usually they didn't find out ahead of time, but they kind of accidentally found out. It was so amazing, looking forward to that. And she's such a wonderful girl, just takes after Mom so much. She's such an honorable, wonderful woman in every way. And I'm just honored to have her in the family. Caleb has an infectious laugh. He's so good with music. He's so good with the people. He leads with his heart like so many of the other guys do. And I just love him for that. He adds so much to the family. Peter is number 13. And he and David were about the same size growing up, and they were just inseparable. People thought they were twins. Peter's great to talk to about any topic because he'll sometimes just for fun take an unpopular opinion about a subject and then try to defend it. He starts a lot of fun conversations. Peter has such a great relationship with Jesus also. I mean, I could say that about everybody in our family, but I just recently, he's been on my mind for that. And I just love seeing that authenticity and just how he shines out wherever he goes. Number 14 is David. An interesting fact connected to David is my mom was 20 years old, actually on her 20th birthday. She found out she was expecting me. On her 43rd birthday, she had David. So it was a really interesting bookend. David is like the miniature version of me sometimes, I think, because we actually share partially the same name. I have a double first name. It's Paul Matthew, and his double first name is David Paul. David and I have always been really close. You know, we have a lot of the same interests. We love golf, and he's always been like the king of hobbies. He just loves, you know, like when we went out west, he was chasing down scorpions, looking for rattlesnakes. He likes making arrowheads and doing all sorts of things like that. David's just such a blast to be around and just such a sincere, humble guy. We really should make a video about each person because this is really just off the cuff. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants talking here. But I wanted to at least give you guys a head start just so you know who the cast of characters in our large family is. And I'd be curious, can you guys remember all the names? If you watch this once or twice, do you have it all down? So that'd be quite an accomplishment if you can do that. You'd be ahead of most other people we know. I hope you guys enjoy watching these videos. We have a mix of present day things, and then you'll see a lot of looking back at previous TV series we did or just family videos. So it's kind of telling our story, and we hope it's something that can encourage and entertain and inspire you guys as we share about our faith, as we share about our experiences and everything we've seen so far.